In this video, I am going to take a computer that has two volumes, where neither volume is encrypted, and encrypt one volume with two different keys. We will start out with BitLocker disabled on this computer and add a password key. I will follow up with adding a recovery password key to the volume. I am going to start by adding a key protector to the unencrypted volume D on the computer CWA Workstation 102. I'm going to go with AES 256 encryption. I need to select the password key and provide it a password. When I select the Add button, a terminal window will open and display the current status of the overall process. In the terminal window, you will see responses from the commands we are sending down to the computer. If an encryption failure takes place, you should see it in the terminal window. At the end of this video, I will show you where you can review the commands sent to the computer if the encryption process fails for any reason. If the computer is not already in fast talk, then the terminal may sit at reaching out to for several minutes or until the computer checks back in. At this point of the process, we have sent the BitLocker enable and encrypt with key protector. In return, we received the output status of the BitLocker enable command. You will see the full command used and the output from the computer in the raw at the end of this video. I will give it a moment to complete the process as it reports back to Automate. Closing the terminal at this point will cause the refresh of the plugin's client data. The plugin is now showing the drive as encrypted. If we select the volume, we should see the added key protector. Let me now add in another key protector. The volume is already encrypted, so the AES encryption settings are ignored when adding new key protectors to an existing encrypted volume. The recovery password does not require any added input. It will generate its own key during the process. These commands should happen a bit faster now that the volume was already encrypted. We can see from the terminal output that the recovery password key was added to the volume. Allow a moment for the terminal to update Automate. Now we can close the terminal, allowing the plugin to refresh the client data. When we select our computer's volume, we now see two keys available for the volume. Let me show you what really is happening when you are adding a key. Let's launch the computer console. Navigate to the command logs and let us see what was being sent to the computer and the responses returned. We are looking for execute command entries in the log for the time frame that we were running the plugin terminal. As we scroll through each of the commands, we can start to build a picture of what the plugin was doing and what the computer responded with. The first encryption command is nested down in the command logs, so I am going to look at each one till I find the first command. Here is the command that started it all. Because the volume was not encrypted, we invoked the command enable BitLocker, passing the encryption method and the password key. The response was a successful enablement of BitLocker on the volume. If your computer has an issue, this is where the raw output will be. If an error exists, then the error data should be present. Make sure you include this data if you decide to seek support.